When things get too hard, do you ever want to give up? Like the weight of your problems keeps pulling you down no matter how hard you try? This video will show you timeless lessons from Miyamoto Musashi, who was the best samurai and learnt both how to use a sword and how to be strong. His lessons will teach you how to stay strong, driven, and steady even when things look the worst. Step 1. Future self a thank you note. Imagine a strong, wise, and disciplined version of yourself in the future. This can help you stay motivated when things get tough. Writing a thank you note to your future self is a powerful way to use this idea to change your point of view. This exercise tells you not to give up when things get hard today. Instead, it tells you to think about the good things that might happen tomorrow. This will help you be thankful for your strength in the present. This practice shows dedication to the idea that the hard times we face now build the foundation for future power. People from history, like Miyamoto Musashi, taught us how to have long-term vision. For example, Musashi said it was important to see rewards beyond the present problems, saying that this kind of vision can help you get through hard times. By writing a note to your future self, you put this idea into practice and reinforce the idea that every task you face makes you stronger. In your message, you could say something like, "Thank you for not giving up when the work got too much. Thanks for coming even though you were going to quit. I now have happiness and peace of mind because you didn't give up." This kind of acknowledgement makes you stronger emotionally, turning problems into steps towards future success. Musashi's life was full of constant work and fights. He trained hard because he thought that what he did now would determine how well he did in the future. Writing to your future self is also a good way to remember yourself that the problems you're facing now will only last a short time, but the benefits you'll get from getting through them will last a lifetime. When things are hard, what really drives you isn't wanting to get out of them right away. It's the promise of a better, more happy future. Writing to your future self is a great way to keep that promise alive. Step 2. Adopt a tourist mindset. When meeting life's problems, the text suggests that changing your point of view and taking on a tourist mentality can change how you feel. Instead of giving up in anger and hopelessness, seeing problems as adventures encourages discovery and curiosity. The tourist, who doesn't need to be in charge, faces the unpredictable nature of life and welcomes the discomfort and shocks that come with it. This point of view is similar to the mindset of Miyamoto Musashi, a famous Japanese swordsman who traveled the country without belongings or expectations. This let him learn from every experience, whether it was a success or a failure. People can learn important lessons from bad things that happen to them, like losing their job, if they don't see them as tragedies but as parts of their journey. Now the main question is, what can be learnt and how can these mistakes lead to new paths? When you think like a stranger, you let go of your sense of self-importance and grow an interest in what's going on in your life. Musashi taught that to stay inspired, you should really enjoy the world and find wonder in even the hardest things. In the end, the text reassures readers that life's problems will go away and that facing them with a sense of excitement can keep them motivated and full of life. Step 3. Follow the just show up rule. When problems get too much, drive can fade. There are times when you might be too tired, down, or stressed out to do anything. That's when the rule, just show up, really works. This rule says that you only need to show up and not do everything correctly. For instance, if you are having trouble with a job, you don't force yourself to finish it all. Instead, you promise to just begin. You sit down, open your notebook, and write one line. You promise to put on your workout shoes and go outside even if you're too tired to do it. When you show up, things get going faster and inspiration follows. Musashi had a good grasp of this idea. He worked out every day, even when he didn't want to. He wasn't disciplined because he waited for ideas to come to him. It was built on people coming back over and over, no matter how they felt. He wrote a book called The Book of 5 Rings in which he talks about how important consistency and presence are on the path to success. When things get tough, inspiration doesn't always come first. Things need to be done first. Being present, even in a small way, makes things better. And making progress keeps you going. It's like a sword fight. You will lose if you wait. But if you take a step forward, even if it's not perfect, you stay in the fight. Musashi didn't wait for the right time to act. He just did it, and with practice, perfection showed itself. The idea of just show up also takes away stress. You don't have to take a single step to climb the mountain. Just take the next little step. These little steps will help you get through the worst storms. Say to yourself, I don't have to do everything today when life gets too heavy. All I have to do is show up. That's what keeps you going. You don't want to be perfect, you want to be present. Step 4. Create the wins jar. It's simple to forget how far you've come when things get tough. You pay attention to the bad things more than the good things that have happened. That's where the wins jar comes in. Write down what you've accomplished on a piece of paper and put it in a jar. This is a simple but effective tool. It could be something as simple as getting out of bed on a bad day, working out, finishing a job, or just choosing to be positive. Your jar will fill up with memories of how strong you are over time. When you're not in the mood to work, you can open the jar and see proof that you can handle your problems. In Musashi, thinking was important. He always thought about his life, the choices he made, and how he had grown. He thought that knowing yourself was important for success. One way to practice this is to keep a wins jar. It helps you see progress, even when the road seems to go on forever. When you're having a hard time, you may lose drive because you feel like you're failing. But the jar does tell you that you are not failing, you are just taking small steps forward. For instance, picture a student who is having a hard time studying for tests while also dealing with personal issues. If they write down even the smallest thing they did every day, like, I studied for 20 minutes, I finished one assignment, or, I asked for help, the jar will show how strong they are. When things are really tough, remembering these wins can help you get back on track. Do nothing that is of no use, as Musashi taught, applies here. Writing down your wins isn't a waste of time, it's a great way to boost your confidence. You'll remember that you've won many fights before and that you can win more. You'll be more motivated when you celebrate growth as well as perfection. Every day, the wins jar will tell you that you are strong, capable, and still moving forward. Step 5. Use a stop doing list. Many of the time, we believe that adding more things, new habits, new goals, and new promises makes us more motivated. Getting rid of what drains you is sometimes necessary to stay inspired. That's where the list of things to stop doing comes in. Not only write down what you need to do, but also write down what you need to steer clear of. This could mean spending too much time on social media, comparing yourself to others, putting things off, or agreeing to do things that make you feel tired. Musashi kept his life simple and followed the rules. He gave up comfort, wealth, and things that were just distracting him. His theory was simple: get rid of things that make you weak. Do not seek the taste of good food, he wrote. Don't waste your money on nice clothes. Do not hold on to things you no longer need. He knew that clarity is what drives and strengthens you, and getting clarity means getting rid of things that are getting in the way. You don't have much energy when things are hard. You burn out faster if you waste it on things or people that don't help you. You can save your energy and focus on what's important by making a list of things you need to stop doing. If you are trying to get your life back on track after a setback, you might write, stop whining, stop checking social media first thing in the morning, and stop doubting yourself. By getting rid of these habits, you make room for inspiration to grow. Building a stop doing list is a way to stay on track. It causes you to deal with the bad habits that hold you back. Cutting out the extras in your life is what Musashi did to become a master. He was able to keep going when things got hard because he lived simply and focused on what was most important. When you clear the way, your motivation grows. Your list of things to stop doing is like a sword. It cuts away the useless and leaves only the important. Step 6. Try the 5-year test. When things are hard, the pain never ends. Every problem seems to last forever. In fact, though, most problems become less important over time. That's when the 5-year test really helps to keep you going. Will this matter in 5 years? This question changes your view right away. What's so awful right now might not be remembered in 5 years. This test helps you get past short-term pain and keep your eye on long-term growth. Musashi had a good grasp of this idea. He was very aware of how things change over time. In battle, he knew that winning or losing was never the end. Each fight was just another step on the path. Think of yourself lightly and of the world deeply, One of his teachings shows that he could see beyond the present moment and grasp the bigger picture. Ask yourself, will this mistake define me 5 years from now? If you are embarrassed by a mistake you made at work, most of the time, the answer is no. What makes you unique is how you react, how you learn, and how you grow. The 5-year test keeps you going because it helps you lose weight. It helps you remember that pain goes away, but growth lasts. Every hard time is really just a lesson dressed up as a fight. Musashi kept going because he didn't let little things get in the way of his spirit. He saw the bigger fight, which was the battle to power over himself. If you look past the storm of today and towards the horizon of tomorrow, you can stay inspired too. The 5-year test is easy to do but very effective. You can breathe better, let go, and keep going. Step 7. Motivate with curiosity. Discipline by itself isn't always enough when life feels heavy. You need something more, like interest. Curiosity turns battle into finding something new. You start to ask, what can I learn here? Instead of, why me? Pain can be turned into growth through curiosity. It forces you to look around instead of giving up. Like, when you fail, your interest makes you wonder, what lesson is hidden in this failure? What skills can I get better at? What kind of strength is being made? Musashi's life was based on his desire to learn. He studied swords all the time, as well as art, calligraphy, and philosophy. He was always interested in himself and the world around him. This interest drove him to keep learning and getting better at his path. If you go into hard times with curiosity, motivation will flow easily. You don't fight life, you accept it. You see problems as lessons instead of as threats. For example, if you're feeling lonely, being curious can help you find new friends, hobbies, or even learn more about yourself. Being interested can help you figure out what went wrong and how you can improve if you have been turned down. Know 10,000 things from one thing, Musashi said one time. In other words, if you are interested and learn from one battle, you will gain knowledge that you can use anywhere. Being curious makes you strong. It changes trouble into chance, chaos into clarity, and suffering into progress. If you stay interested, you'll stay driven, since each day will feel like an adventure instead of a chore.